good afternoon, good night, maybe it's even good evening. We're here today for, what are we here for, Laura?
We're here for our new segment. Once a month we're going to do...
New segment?
I don't know, is that what we're calling? A new segment is what we're going to call it. It's Monopoly Mania! Woo!
Cue fanfare.
Yeah, so every, probably once a month I would say, we're going to take a look at a different version of Monopoly. Whether it's a different, just, you know, kind of design
different way
or
it plays.
different pieces, different places on the board, whatever it may be. We're going to take a look at a different one every time. And, well, yeah, that's basically it. So if you like Monopoly, check back each month. For today, you can probably already see that we're going to look at Australian Monopoly.
Australia, mate.
Aussie Monopoly, we could say.
Since we are from Australia. I don't know if you could tell by my accent.
Yeah, we are from Australia, so we thought we'd look at the Australian edition of Monopoly. So we've got two slightly different versions of the Australian Monopoly. As you can see, the boxes are slightly different. So this one's the long, sort of flat design, and this one at the back is the shorter, slightly higher design.
It's the long flat ones, I think, are more of the American designs, because nowadays we get the fat ones, but I think in America you still do get the sort of flat, long ones, so...
I'm not sure, but yeah, this is what we tend to get these days, and that is the newer one. So let's basically take a look at the slightly older one first. Alright, so this is the slightly older version of Australian Monopoly. I believe it's 1996. It's, you know, your standard Parker Brothers and all that. We're not really going to cover most of that. It's more about this version. So let's open it up and have a quick look at the board. So everything that's normally there is still there. So you've got your go and community chest and all your normal taxes. Difference obviously with the Australian one is the locations. So these are Aussie places like Perth Station, we've got Macquarie Street, all locations that you'd find in Australia. One of the utilities here, we've got Australia Post, that's our postal service, and they're still here today, just around the corner from us. Another station, Adelaide Station. Every single street is an Australian place. And they're all sort of, you know, the major places that no matter where in the country you're from, you've probably heard of the majority of these. Flinders Street Station, that's ours here. We're in Melbourne and that's our sort of main station. Over here for the other utility is Telecom Australia.
I should cut you off. You mentioned Melbourne. They recently just released a Melbourne-only Monopoly with places from Melbourne, so I think that's pretty cool.
They did, so we don't have that one yet, unfortunately, but hopefully sometime we will pick that one up, but it is brand new, so it's $50,
yeah,
50 Australian dollars here at the moment. Sorry, got the camera. Now, Telecom Australia was our sort of phone company. That's the other utility on this one. Keep going around. Obviously, go to jail, still normal. Got all your Green, George and Pitt Street. Sydney Station, which, despite what many people believe, is not Australia's capital city at all.
It's Canberra, my good
It is
madam.
Canberra, yes. And right up here. So as you can see, the majority of it is the same as the normal one. It's just the streets and the utilities that are different. The properties, I should say. Now, we've got our chance and community chest cards. That's the design of those, but on the back everything is as per the normal Monopoly. So you've got your bank errors and going to the opera, winning the beauty contest.
Going to Mayfair, it's like, you know, go to whatever the blue equivalent is on the...
Yeah, so the ones that might say normally go to King's Cross Station, that's been switched obviously to the relevant station in this version. The only other thing that really makes this any different is one piece that's included, which is a little koala. Not a koala bear, just a koala. They're not bears. So that is the only piece that's different. It's still made the same way and all that, but it's just a koala. All the other pieces are your standard ones, like your car,
dog,
your boot, your dog, all that kind of thing. We've got a million extra dice in there, as you can see. Now, the other version that we have of the Australian edition was released, I believe, about 3 years later in 1999. The only sort of major changes on this one are the chance cards. So they've gone to just an orange backing rather than the question mark one. The community chest, which has gone to a yellow colour rather than that blue sort of one. I actually like the older cards better. But again, they've just got the same thing on the actual cards themselves. The board, instead of being just folded in two, is now folded in to quarter sections. Now, everything else on here is the same except for telecom, which if I turn it the right way is now Telstra on this version. They changed their name and had a big sort of update, and their name was then Telstra. So when Monopoly did a re-release just 3 years after the first one we've looked at, they did actually update that, which is really nice. Everything else about the version is the same, aside from, as I said, the cards, Telstra, and the size of the box that you saw at the start as well. Anything you wanted to add, Nathan?
Well, like I said, it's a pretty stock standard sort of edition of Monopoly. There's no extra rules or anything that they've changed for the Australian one. It's just a localised version of Monopoly for Australia. Yeah.
So same rules. We won't bother uploading them because it really is just Monopoly. They're just yellow. I think that's the only difference there. So if you like this or any of our other videos, you can always give us a thumbs up down below. Hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of our new videos. Bye.
Bye-bye.